pictures online. It's still so breathtaking to see it in person.
Hey everyone! Today my friend Tang and I are heading out from downtown Xi'an to visit the Terracotta Army of the Qin Emperor, known as the eighth wonder of the world. This is the main reason for our stopover in Xi'an. Since it's a bit far, we will first take the subway and then switch to a bus to get there. If you are also planning to visit the Terracotta Army but unsure how to get around, I will be making a detailed travel guide in my next video to help you out. After about an hour and a half of travel, we will finally arrive at the entrance to the Terracotta Army.
Hi, we are here.
This is the entrance. We need to go in from here. It's time to have our tickets checked. Since there's still a bit of distance from the entrance to the Terracotta Army pits, we need to take a small shuttle to get there.
Okay, it's our turn. 怎么感觉像坐过山车一样呀？哦，开车喽！
Sitting on the shuttle, the cool breeze feels nice. We are almost at the Terracotta Army. Can't wait to see it.
这是1号馆对吗？ The Terracotta Army has 3 halls open for visitors. We will go to the Hall 1 first. This is Hall 1. Oh, 天哪！好多人啊 so many people. It's amazing. Even though I will see many pictures online, it's still so breathtaking to see it in person.
Now that we are at the Terracotta Army, let me briefly introduce the story behind it. When we talk about the Terracotta Army, there's one person we must mention, Qin Shi Huang. Qin Shi Huang, whose name was Yin Zheng, was the first emperor of China who unified the 6 warring states and established a centralized government. In 221 BC, he ended the period of division and founded the Qin dynasty, creating a unified multi-ethnic state. He implemented a series of political, economic, and cultural reforms that laid the foundation for China's future development. To secure his rule and maintain his power after death, Qin Shi Huang ordered the construction of a vast underground mausoleum. The Terracotta Army is part of this burial complex, meant to protect him in the afterlife. The soldiers represent his real-life army, symbolizing his desire to retain military power and supreme authority even after death. The discovery of the Terracotta Army was quite accidental. In 1974, a local farmer in Lintong District, Xi'an, Shanxi Province was digging a well when he uncovered some pottery fragments. Archaeologists quickly arrived and began large-scale excavations, revealing this enormous underground army. To date, more than 8,000 terracotta figures have been unearthed, making it one of the most significant archaeological discoveries in the world.
So many people. That's where he was digging the well. Side of the well.
There are 3 pits of the Terracotta Army open to visitors. We are currently in Pit 1, which is the largest, covering about 14,260 square meters in a rectangular shape. It mainly displays infantry and chariot formations with around 6,000 figures. This was the first pit to be discovered and is a main area for visitors to explore. When the Terracotta Army was first found, they were all in pieces.
这应该是正在修复中的吧？
是的，
都还没有头，还没找到可能。
没有腿，躺着的。
对，那里。
What we see now has been fixed by experts over many years. This should also be under restoration. We are heading out. We just came out of the hall 1 and now we are going to hall 3. This is hall 3. This is hall 3. This is pit 3 of the Terracotta Army, numbered based on the order of discovery, and it was found in 1976. Pit 3 is smaller, about 520 square meters, and is believed to be the command center of the entire Terracotta Army, featuring a few warrior and chariot figures. It reveals the organizational structure and command system of the Qin Army. Unlike the other two pits, Pit 3 was not damaged by fire, so when it was excavated, the figure's paint was better preserved, showing more vibrant colors at the time. Oh, we can see the horses from here. We just came out of the hall 3, and now let's go to the hall 2. This is the exit of the hall 3, and that's the entrance of the hall 2. What's this? Let me take a look.
扫一下这个，不对了，用 AI， 不对啊。
Wow, that's amazing. You can see what's underground just by scanning it. This is Pit 2 of the Terracotta Army, discovered in April 1976. It's the most complex of the 3 excavated pits, covering about 6,000 square meters. Pit 2 features a mixed formation of archers, cavalry, chariots, and infantry, showcasing the diverse combat strategies of the Qin Army. Due to its rich content and detailed layout, Pit 2 is known as the essence of the Terracotta Army, reflecting the strength and organized structure of the Qin military. Here we see kneeling archers, depicting soldiers ready to shoot. They kneel on one knee, holding a bow and pulling the string, dressed in armor with focused expressions, reflecting the calm and discipline of Qin soldiers in battle. Look, there are even small braids on the head. Here's a figure leading a horse. Now we see the cavalry figures, made up of a rider and a horse. The rider is dressed in armor and holding a weapon, showcasing the bravery of the cavalry. These figures reflect the importance of cavalry in the Qin army and the advanced military technology of the time, serving as key evidence of ancient cavalry culture. This is a military officer figure, representing an officer in Qin Shi Huang's army. It typically wears a long robe and holds a weapon, with a dignified and authoritative expression. Compared to regular soldier figures, the officer figure stands taller and straighter, reflecting a commander's authority and showcasing the strict hierarchy and discipline of the Qin army. Alright, that's the situation in Hall 2.
So hot. We just left the Terracotta Army. Here is the exit.
After finishing the tour of the 3 Terracotta Army pits, it was already past 1 p.m. and we were both hungry. Since we planned to visit Xi'an Garden, the actual site of Qin Shi Huang's tomb, later in the afternoon, having lunch became our top priority. Fortunately, there's a food street next to the parking lot at the exit, so we picked a restaurant here for lunch.
We finally found the seats, so we can take a break now. These are what we ordered. This is called biang biang mian. This is called 凉皮, and this is 肉夹馍. I think this is pretty good. Yeah, it's better than yesterday's. We finished the lunch, and now we are taking a bus to Xi'an Garden. We will take the bus to Xi'an Garden from here.
After about a 10-minute drive, we arrived at Xi'an Garden, where the centerpiece is Qin Shi Huang's mausoleum.
We will arrive at Xi'an Garden. From here, we can see the small hill of Qin Shi Huang's tomb.
Since the mausoleum is vast and takes about 4 hours to walk around, we decided to take a shuttle. Our main purpose here is to pay our respects to Qin Shi Huang, but before that, we are going to see an artifact excavated from the mausoleum. This is a layout display of Qin Shi Huang's mausoleum. Inside the museum, 2 bronze chariots are on display, known as the first and the second chariots, both excavated from Qin Shi Huang's mausoleum. These chariots were made at half the size of real ones, pulled by 4 horses, and were not Qin Shi Huang's actual vehicles, as imperial chariots typically had 6 horses. Instead, these chariots are symbolic burial items, likely used for display or ritual purposes. Despite this, they showcase the exceptional craftsmanship of Qin dynasty artisans and symbolize Qin Shi Huang's power and glory, being regarded as masterpieces of ancient bronze work.
widely believed this was built over 2,000 years ago. 坐在最后一排好有意思。That's the tomb of Qin Shi Huang. Qin Shi Huang's tomb hasn't been dug up yet, so we can only see a small hill from far away.
This small hill in front of us is the mausoleum of Qin Shi Huang, the first emperor of China. It's said that the mausoleum may contain treasures and palaces, but the main chamber has not been excavated. The main reason is to protect the artifacts, as current technology might damage them. Additionally, there may be unknown traps and risks inside the mausoleum. As a result, it remains unexcavated and full of mystery.
秦始皇帝陵。Okay, that's all for today's video. Please join us in the next video. Bye.